The striker links are now coming in. Aston Villa are linked with Jorgen Strand Larsen from Celta Vigo. Scored 13 goals in La Liga last season. This link is coming from Matteo Moretti. And as follows, in the last few hours, the Premier League is moving for Celta Vigo's Norwegian striker, Jorgen Strand Larsen. The clubs that have taken concrete steps are Wolverhampton and Aston Villa. Well, there's going to be only one winner in that battle if those are the two teams that are in for him. But yeah, really impressive player. I like him. I think one of his good attributes is his ability to find space in the box. He's really good at peeling off defenders. He's really good at finding that space, that half a yard. He plays on that last defender as well. He's got that massive physical presence as well that would really suit and complement our forward line. So it's an exciting one, an interesting one. So what we're going to do on this episode is we're going to go through the link of Jorgen Strand Larsen. We're going to have a little bit of chat about some of the noise that happened yesterday regarding a certain Villa player. And yeah, if there's anything else that comes to mind, then we'll discuss it. Basically, I found this, my little lucky shirt that I like to wear down the Villa. And I'm wearing it because it's absolutely red hot at the minute. So yeah, it's nice and light, nice and cool. I thought, what Villa top can I put on? Because normally, you know, when you find old school Villa tops, the fabric sometimes is a bit dense, it's a bit heavy. So this is a nice light one. So I'm buzzing with this one. So yeah, Strand Larsen, I really like it. I think it's a good rumour. It's a good profile of player that would suit Villa nicely. I think he's a good finisher. I think he's tidy. Like I said earlier, he finds that space in the box really well. Completely different to Ollie Watkins. We know Watkins is quite quick, direct, plays in that width of the box. He's a good finisher. You know, you want him on a 1v1 at times, and he's good in the air as well. So Watkins' overall package really suits how we play. Fast, explosive, you know, Pau Torres ball into Tielemans quick ball straight into Watkins. You know, that's type of goal that we've seen so often last season. Strand Larsen a little bit different, a little bit more of a player that will peel off a little bit, you know, may have a little bit more link up, but he does a lot of his damage inside, you know, the 18-yard box, peeling away, finding space, finding those half yards. Quite physical, you know, I wouldn't say he's massively physical, but I think that type of player that we're sort of looking to complement our forward line, I think would work quite nicely. He's currently playing second fiddle to Haaland in the Norwegian side as well. So, you know, he does get a couple of minutes for his national side as well. So let's have a look at his profile. Let's see what he's all about. And then I'll give my opinion on him after I've done this part. So he's 24 years of age, right-footed. His market value on SofaScore is 26 million, anchor play. So that ties in with what I've been sort of describing as well. SofaScore rating last season was a 6.92, which is okay. Just a little bit shy of the 7 mark. His attacking rating is 72. You can see his heat map, happy to come a little bit deeper, but I like that little red zone inside the 18-yard box as well. That shows that he's getting into those areas. And again, sort of what I'm talking about, peeling off those markers in the box, off set pieces, off corners. He's the one that will sort of, that first flick goes in, and he's the one that finds that half a yard and can bury a chance. So he played 37 games, started 36, averaged 78 minutes per game, 13 goals last season, 3 assists. Accuracy in his own half is at 70%, 84 in his own half, 63 in the opposition half. We've got 2.4 ball recoveries per game, 43% successful dribbles, 40% total duels won, 36 ground duels. So those numbers are a little bit low there. If we go and have a look at his market value, 25 million. We can see that he's been a part of the Norwegian setup from a young age, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. He's got 14 caps for Norwegia, and he has got 3 goals. We have a look at where he's started out. So he started out at Sarpsborg. We've got Milan under-19s. Then we've got FC Groningen. And then we've got that move to Celta Vigo for 12.40 million. We've got La Liga, we've got Copa del Rey's in there. So I like the profile. I think he's a good player. I think he would fill a void. I think the void would be there. But for me, it's a no-brainer between Strand Larsen or Bayer, and it is Bayer all day long. I think Bayer would massively suit our system a lot more. I think he would complement playing alongside Ollie Watkins a lot more in that 10. We know that Bayer plays alongside a striker for the side that he plays for at the minute. I think he is a really good finisher, and I think he's a better player than Strand Larsen for me. So if it was between Strand Larsen or Bayer, Bayer would be more difficult to get, I think, but I would be all in on Bayer. I think that would be the player that I would definitely be going for. Yesterday's news of Spurs and the 20 million plus Lo Celso was a ridiculous one. And I'm surprised that none of the big boys picked this up. Ornstein, Fabrizio, Express and Star ran with this story. And yeah, it's a little bit of a random one because Lo Celso's got a year left on his contract. So, okay, what do we value Ramsey at? Ramsey. I would say Ramsey's value currently is at around about 50. I think I'd say 50. If you'd have had, like prime Ramsey of where I think Ramsey's at, like how I think, if he'd played last year, got us into the Champions League, scored 10 goals, 9, 10 assists, is probably a 65, 70 million pound player. But the injury obviously has meant that he's lost a year. So I think he's around 50. So what are we saying? Lo Celso's worth 30 million with a year left on his contract. Really random. And what I do think has happened here as well is I think either they've done that bid early or they've thought, okay, how far are Villa close to that line now? Shall we tempt them with like a player plus 20 just to see whether they accept it? And like we've done that. We've washed our hands with PSR now. PSR, we've washed our hands with it. So yeah, it's a weird one, but I wouldn't be selling Ramsey. Now, PSR are absolutely fine. Come the end of next season, maybe one player may have to go again. Who knows? I don't know where we'll be. I don't know what the finances will be. I don't know how much we're going to spend in this window. So we don't know where we'll be on that front. But for now, no standout Villa player now for me is going to be leaving. So I'm talking Ramsey, Watkins, Pau. Another rumour that's come out is Diaby to Saudi. Now, this one is so baffling. There's Villa fans out there, and I've seen them on Twitter saying, snap your hands off for 50 million. Now, that would be an absolute disaster for Aston Villa to sell Moussa Diaby for 50 million. Now, how it works is Aston Villa still owe Leverkusen. What did we sign him for? 45? We spread that across 5 years, maybe. So we still owe Leverkusen possibly around 38, 40 million pounds. So to sell Moussa Diaby, having a year into his contract for 50 million would be an absolute disaster because we're technically we're probably losing money on that deal. So yeah, you can't buy players and then within a year sell them that you've bought for big money because you still owe the other club loads of money. It's not like we've bought Diaby for 50 and we've spent it and we've paid them and then okay, we sell him for 50 and we like straight down the middle net zero. Like it don't work like that. So that's why like it's ridiculous to sell him. And yeah, they had their chance to sign him last summer anyway. So, they couldn't get him last summer when he was free to negotiate with a team to move away from Leverkusen. So for me, that one's ridiculous. But anyone saying selling Moussa Diaby, that's ridiculous because his numbers last season were really good. If he'd have scored a couple more goals, a couple more assists, his numbers would be far superior to Leon Bailey's. So we've been here before. You can't write players off. DRB, full pre-season under his belt. He's going to be a fantastic player for Aston Villa next season. So, yeah, the DRB one is just absolutely ridiculous. I'm biding my time with this episode that I've done. And I've got a really good episode coming out. But what I don't want to do is release it and then we sign a player. Because what's going to happen is it's going to get sort of like diminished when the player signs. So we know Matsson's about to sign. So I'm not going to put this episode out just yet. I'm hoping that I can put it out on Saturday. And it's really, really good, guys. You're going to absolutely love it. So you're really going to like it. So I'm just biding my time on it. So we've got the Euros, England, still putting a bit of a downer on the whole thing for me. We're now into the knockout phases. England have got Slovakia. And I don't know how Southgate manages to do this. But the side of the draw that England are on, how have we done this? I'll try and quickly get it up. Euro 2024 knockout draw. Right. I know a couple of you have been saying that you like the longer format episodes that we do. And basically what I don't like to do is I don't like to waffle. So I like to just bring the rumour, get it done, sorted. If I've got a guest like Justin or Ryan or Hannah, then obviously the episodes are a bit longer because we're to and fro and having a conversation. But generally, when it's on my own, I don't want to bore you. I don't want to waffle too much. So get straight to the point and then let you guys go ahead in the comment section down below. So a couple of you want some longer ones, but generally transfer hubs are a bit shorter. They're about sort of 12 minutes long. This one's already 12 minutes. But I've managed to pack it out with some interesting stuff. So, have a look at this, guys. Have a look at this. England side of the draw to get to the final, right? To get to the final. Switzerland, Italy. Now, I think that's a tough game. That, to me, will go extra time, I think. That's extra time got written all over it. England, Slovakia. Again, I've seen nothing to tell me otherwise that is not going to be a walkover for England. So that will be a tight game. 1-0, 1-1, potentially extra time. But I would say England could win that 1-2-0. So England should go through. We've then got Romania v the Netherlands. I think Netherlands are flattering to deceive. I think Romania have been one of the standout teams for me. I'd say Romania. And then Austria, Turkey. I think Austria go through, and that is a very, very difficult next game, quarterfinal for Romania and Austria. But I would say Austria, and then I'd say England v potentially Italy. Again, another tight game. But that semi-final, if it is, say, Austria-England, I think we can get done over by them, I think they are tactically very, very astute with Rangnick. And I think they've got a system that works really well. So on paper, you would say England should get to the final through there. Like probably should get to the final, but it's really difficult. Then you look at this one, right? Germany, Denmark. I'll go Germany. Spain, Georgia. I think that's going to be chaotic. And I think that's tighter than what we think. I think Spain have played brilliantly, but I think Georgia will have a go. So I think that will be tight. France, Belgium, I think France will go through. Portugal, Slovenia, I think Portugal. I mean, look at that then. France, Portugal, quarterfinal. And then you've got Spain, potentially Germany, quarterfinal. So for me, whoever wins this side of the draw, I think probably will win it. But yeah, how are England not involved in that? And we're involved in this. It's absolutely mental. But yeah, that's where we're at with the Euros. So yeah, we've got a bit of a break now as well. You stick the TV on, 5 o'clock, there's a game on. There's no games on now. So I think they've got a 2-day break. So, yeah, no football, bit boring. So there we go. So hopefully you've enjoyed it. Villa fans, let me know your thoughts. Make sure you are following. Smash a like, up the Villa. Let's go.